You just saw it, the dreaded block. Maybe it was right after the breakup, or maybe it was weeks later when you thought things were calming down, but now you're locked out. No access, no way to communicate, just digital silence and a pit in your stomach. Your first instinct is to panic, to find a way around it, to ask why, but every move you're thinking of making right now is probably the exact wrong one. Here's the single most important thing you need to understand. A block is not an emotional reaction. It's a strategic move. It is her ultimate tool to control the narrative, her feelings, and the power dynamic. If you misread why she did it, you will respond in a way that makes it permanent. In this video, I'm breaking down the 3 psychological reasons women block men and giving you the exact counterintuitive playbook for how to respond. A strategy that doesn't just protect your dignity, but is the only path that might ever make her unblock you. Let's get into it. Reason number 1, she needs to control the narrative. The first reason is about control. After a breakup, the power dynamic is shattered and unstable. Blocking is the fastest way for her to reestablish it. It sends a primal psychological message. I decide when you exist in my world. This is especially likely if you were calm or composed during the breakup. If she expected tears, begging, or negotiation and didn't get it, the block becomes her way to force finality and regain a sense of control. It's her declaring the game over on her terms. Here's the critical part. This power move only works if you react. If you panic, reach out through other means, or get mutual friends involved, you confirm that her access is your top priority. You hand her all the power, and the block hardens from a temporary tactic into a permanent fact. Your neediness validates her decision. To dismantle this, you must remove yourself from the contest entirely. Power collapses when there's nothing and no one to control. Reason number 2, she doesn't trust your self-control. This reason is more dangerous and speaks to your past behavior. She blocks you not out of anger, but out of a belief that you will not respect her distance. This isn't about her feelings, it's about her safety and predictability. This decision comes from a pattern she observed. Maybe you pushed for reassurance when she needed space, demanded instant clarity, or struggled to accept no. After the breakup, she is no longer obligated to manage your emotions. Blocking becomes a clean, preemptive boundary. It's her saying, I will not give you the chance to cross the line again. Women don't block men they trust to self-regulate. They block men they believe will be a source of continued pressure. Interpreting this as hostility misses the point. It's a defensive move because she believes silence alone won't be enough to keep you away. Reason number 3, you disrupt her healing. This is the most common yet most misunderstood reason. After a breakup, her mind is trying to achieve certainty. She needs the decision to feel final and justified to move on. But every time she sees your name, a post, or a memory, it creates emotional whiplash, a clash between relief one moment and nostalgia or doubt the next. This internal conflict is exhausting. Blocking isn't about erasing you, it's about reducing stimulation. It's her saying, I cannot heal and feel you at the same time. Crucially, indifference doesn't require effort. If she felt nothing, she wouldn't need to block you. The block is proof you still register emotionally. Your instinct to seek closure or explain yourself only pours more emotional input into her overloaded system, making the block feel even more necessary. She needs the noise to stop. Your 5-step response playbook. Understanding the why is useless without the what now. Your response must be surgical. Here is your 5-step playbook. Rule 1, absolute zero contact. This is non-negotiable. No messages, no alternate accounts, no closure letters sent to friends. Any attempt to bypass the block confirms her worst assumptions and kills any future chance. You must become a black hole. Rule 2, internal reframe. Stop asking, why is she doing this to me? Start asking, what does this reveal about my need for emotional discipline? This shifts you from a powerless victim to a man accountable for his own composure. Rule 3. Withdraw without a performance. Do not disappear loudly. No sad songs, cryptic quotes, or posts designed to be seen. That's not withdrawal, it's a protest, and it's transparent. True withdrawal is silent, total, and boring. Vanish completely from her emotional radar. Rule 4. Stabilize your nervous system. You are in fight or flight. Channel that energy inward into structure, intense training, relentless work, impeccable routine. This isn't a glow-up for her, it's containment for you to ensure you don't leak neediness later. Rule 5. Accept and build anew. You must proceed as if you will never be unblocked. Waiting is a form of orbiting, and orbiting is silent chasing. Reclaim your future without reserving a space for her. This is the only way to rebuild the self-respect that was likely eroded during the relationship. Why it happens and the final mindset. An unblock doesn't happen because you endured quietly hoping for it. It happens for one core reason. You stop being a source of emotional pressure in her mind. When enough time passes with absolute silence, emotional quiet, her nervous system settles. You transition in her mind from an active problem she must manage to a neutral memory, loss of relevance. This allows curiosity to replace conflict. The key is that her unblock is triggered by her internal shift, not by any action of yours. The hardest but most liberating truth is this: women unblock men who no longer need to be unblocked. The man who rebuilds his life with the assumption that the door is closed forever is the only man who ever stands a chance of it opening again. Your goal is not to be unblocked. Your goal is to become a man so grounded and complete that her decision to block or unblock becomes irrelevant to your peace, your purpose, and your power. The block is not your enemy. It is the ultimate test of your frame. It reveals whether your identity was tied to her validation. Follow this playbook, understand the 3 reasons, execute the 5 rules with military discipline, and adopt the final mindset of total acceptance. This is how you turn a moment of perceived rejection into the foundation of unshakable self-respect. If you're ready to master your emotions and become the man who controls the outcome by letting go, you need to be in this brotherhood. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. We provide these psychological blueprints every week. Your power move starts now. See you in the next one.